So I gotta tell you about the story I had, or this time. It kind of relates to today, but so this one time I went to go see Bad Teacher. So that came out when we were like in middle school. So
One with Cameron Diaz?
yes. So I went to see that I was with Jeremy and I think I was with Derek too. We all went like with a group of people, but we were all in middle school and it was a rated R movie, so technically you weren't allowed to see it. But we all snuck in because everybody said that there was this one girl in the theater that one person knew, so everyone just said, "Oh yeah, we're with them."
You know, so and so.
Yeah. So we were all sitting in the very front row because we just got the worst tickets possible because we were just like, we just want to watch a movie. So we go to frickin' we go sitting there and they freaking catch us, dude. They're like, okay, this is way too many kids to be in this movie. So they call us all out and we tell them like, oh no, we're with so and so, blah blah blah, right? Mm-hmm. Like her mom's here with us, like she's brought all of us to watch the movie. We're lying through our teeth because it's not true at all. So they call the girl's mom in the middle of the movie.
They're like, "Hey, come down here."
Yeah, they're like, "Can you make sure? Like, can you confirm that you brought these kids to watch a movie and like these are just the tickets you bought them because this is all they had, right?" Mm-hmm. She comes out, she goes, "I know them, and them," and it's like not the people not me. Yeah. I wasn't one of them. Neither was Jeremy or Derek and a few other people. And she was like, "But I don't know anybody else." And they were like, "All right, you got two options. You can watch another movie, or we can call your parents." And everyone was like, "Other movie. We'll watch another movie." We watched Cars 2. Front row again. We got the worst ticket. We walked in the middle of the movie too. Dude, I was like, "Yeah, you're not calling mom." And then I told her about it like once I graduated high school and college and stuff.
I've done that. I'll later on like tell them like, "Hey, by the way."
I mean, I think my mom just had me tell her because she was like, "Oh, it's funny," but she probably already knew. But yeah, that was like the one time I snuck into it. That's the one time I snuck into a movie, and that was the last time I ever did it. I was just like, I'll just wait. I'll go see it with my mom or something. I'll go see it with my mom. I don't know, or my dad or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's a crazy time. One crazy moment where I was just like, no, come on.
I had that happen, but we didn't get caught though. Well, okay, we didn't get caught like that, but we could tell that they knew
you weren't supposed to be there.
We weren't supposed to be there. It was me, Will, and Graf. We were just gooning around at the movie theater, and
it was a good time.
It was. I mean, it still is. COVID kind of made it weird, but. We were there. I was like, "Yo, let's go watch." I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy. And they're like, "We don't want to fucking watch that." I'm like, "It's Guardians of the Galaxy." To them, I think it was just
tripping.
I think it was too at the time. I mean, now they watch it all of it, but they're like, "Well, the other movie that was playing was Let's Be Cops."
Great movie.
And I was like, I think I'd seen it like. At the time, I had seen the commercial, like, maybe one, or the trailer, like, one time.
I'd never seen that trailer.
I think it's the dude from
New Girl.
New Girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the time, everybody's kind of watching
and
it.
And then one of the Wayne's brothers.
Yeah.
Or Wayne's family members. For sure.
So I was like, I was like, all right, let's do it. But I was like, wait, isn't it rated R? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, how are we going to, they're like, isn't it like, come on, dude. I was like, we didn't buy it. I had already bought the tickets, was the thing. So
you snuck in.
Yes.
That's the thing. We actually bought the tickets.
No, fuck
Jeremy was old enough, like he looked old enough to buy the tickets, and they didn't ask him for an ID.
This is what we did. So I'm sitting there thinking like, kind of like, well, if we just walk in there and we sit by ourselves, they're going to say something because we look young. We were like freshmen or 8th grade.
Yeah.
So it was like, you were gonna these are kids. They're like, come on. So we get to the line to get popcorn and all that shit. And I'm sitting up there. I'm like, yeah, we gotta come up with a plan. We can't just walk in there. They're not gonna let us. They sit at the door and check tickets. So they're like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, well, I got an idea. I was like, why don't we just tail a family super super close, kind of laugh and giggle, and be like. Just literally walk in with
a bad idea.
It fucking worked. We didn't get caught. We found this family, and it was like it was like this mom with like two boys, but the boys were in like high school. It was obvious that they were like old and they were like seniors. They went to a con. I don't know who they were, but
I don't know who they were.
I knew who they were, like acquaintedly, but we weren't related to them, obviously.
Stay close.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, just let's stay right behind them. I was like, from me to you to the mom. Like, not in a weird sense, but I was like right here, kind of like laughing, giggling, like Graf on my left, and then Will was on the other side with the two boys. And he was kind of just like looking down, eating his popcorn, doing all this. So it looked like we were like a little family. And it was just the mom taking a bunch of kids to see Let's Be Cops. What a mom, right?
Wow.
What a progressive mom.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, hey, Jeremy's grandma took us to see the other guys. So, hey.
one of the greatest movies ever.
Amazing movie.
So, as soon as we get in, we do split. They go up to their seats, and we're like, fuck, where are we going to sit now? We're like,
the bottom.
we sat at the bottom.
Where no one sits.
So we went down there. Well, the dude comes around the corner, and he sits there, and he kind of leans up against the wall, looks around. He looks down at us, then back at them, then down at us. Dude, I was like, you know what? Got an idea. I don't know. It came out of nowhere. I'm like,
he's improvising.
I did, yeah. So I go like this. I like turn around and I'm like, like we're down here, and I like start waving. And like, yo, you gotta play the part. So I'm sitting there like, hey, like we're down here. Like, no, we don't need any more popcorn. Just bullshitting. Dude,
we're good, Mom.
Fucking nothing. No questions asked.
Damn.
No, we went in, and then like after we left, we like kind of joking like, bye, Mom. Like, but like, dude.
Hey, thank God nobody came to get those seats.
But that's what we were saying. Well, we went kind of late, so it was, and it had already been out for a little while.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was like a perfect opportunity.
Just snuck in.
Just to sneak in and.
Hey, when you sneak in, you don't care where you sit, you know? As long as you sit down.
Yeah, not get kicked out.
Yeah. Well, I got But yeah, wow.
I mean, it was still a movie.
What a great way to lead into our topics. Our escapade. That's a good word for that, right? Our escapade. I don't know the definition of the word, but I've heard it before. Anyways,
I didn't do good in writing.
I mean, I have a degree, but I don't know the definition of every word. They always change. Anyways, welcome to the show. We're back, and this will be the first episode on video. So, yeah, I mean, most of you already know us because it's kind of our friends as our audience right now. But we're trying to build an audience. But yeah, so big reveal, boom, big reveal. This is us. Yeah. So today, the topic. Not really a topic. Kind of just something I think we both agreed to talk about. Movies. That's why we led with like, what's a crazy story that happened with when you went to the movies or something. So, I guess we'll start with. Should I just hit you with like, give me your top 5 movies all time? So, but here's how I think you should do it. I think you should separate comedy because comedy is like in a different area. I think in terms of movies, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, because like a comedy movie, it can be a terrible movie, but it can still be funny, and you're like, it did its purpose. It made you laugh because that's really the purpose of a comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as opposed to like when you go and see like a drama and it sucks, you're like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like you expected something so great from someone. So I don't know.
I mean, everybody loves.
And because comedy's so subjective, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everything is subjective. It's all opinions. But I don't know. I guess I feel like comedy should just be in a different genre itself. That's just me. But if you want to put your comedy in your top 5, go on. If you think
it'd probably be definitely top 3. I mean, I love to laugh.
Okay. I guess we'll start with that. Give me your top 5 movies, like all time. If you really can't think of 5, yeah. I guess give me some of your favorites.
Like number 1. I mean, we could do number 1 from each genre.
I don't know if I can do that. There's probably some movie genres I've never watched before.
I'll just do.
Well, no, or just give me some of your like favorites all time that you think like they're up there.
I think the first one I like ever fell in love with was Friday Night Lights, but that was just such a growing up movie.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was just relatable. It was realistic. You know, and then the ending was like, oh, like you didn't think it was gonna go that way. You thought it was gonna go like completely opposite direction.
Of
If you
course.
haven't seen it,
Yeah.
but I guess that one was a good one. I don't know why, but the first thing that came to my mind was honestly a Disney movie. I mean,
What is it?
it's underrated in my opinion. A lot of people are like, yeah, I guess Tangled. Have you ever seen Tangled?
You love that.
It's so good.
Dude, I always tell people, Sean loves that movie.
It's got like everything. It's goofy. It's got romance. It's got adventure. It's got you know a little bit of everything. But just like I mean,
Tangled.
not that I'm hating on like Cars 2, but it's just
Okay.
you know.
I think Cars 2 is the worst of the Cars movies, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so I'd say Tangled, Friday Night Lights as probably a part of growing up movies for 2. 3.
I mean, you don't have to give me numbers. That's what I said. Like, if you just want to give me some movies, but I know that's really difficult. A top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Interstellar. A lot of people say it's overrated. I'm a science buff, so it just
And
that's
McConaughey.
yeah, you know.
Texas.
So I'd say Interstellar.
Okay.
I'd probably even go as far as like getting into the thick fantasy like action. Probably like the third Lord of the Rings.
The third one? Return? Well, the one that won the most awards.
Dude, it was.
I wouldn't say.
I mean, it's crazy.
Of the 3, it's not my favorite. I mean, it's not my favorite. Doesn't mean I don't like it. But the first one is my favorite. It's just a great like. This is the story, and this is the story, and it's not going to get any easier from here. Pretty much, like you understand that from the beginning, and they make that very.
I think that's why I like the third one though. For me, is because it's like you saw where you came from in the first one.
That's fair.
You know, it was build up. You know, prepping for war, and
I think it's also just some of the scenes in the first one. I don't know.
Cinematography is crazy.
Yeah. So okay, Lord of the Rings, Tangled, Interstellar, and you had one more. Oh, Friday Night Lights. That's like 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
4. Okay, give me one more, then I guess. I don't know if it's your top 5 all time, but give me 5. Five movies you like. That was a great movie.
Probably the other guys.
The other guys.
I've never had a movie or 21 Jump Street or The Hangover. We're doing comedy because
all tied for 5th, huh?
Those movies made my side hurt after a couple scenes.
That's fair.
I just
yeah. First time watching.
The first time watching those.
The first time you watch a movie like a comedy movie and it's hilarious, it's special. Because I mean, sometimes the laughs are like not as like after you watch a while, it's like not as hard. But those first laughs, man, oh my goodness. And then you talk about them after, and you laugh even just a little bit harder because you're like, that's so dumb.
All right, so you got mine.
I don't know. I can't give you top. I probably won't do top 5, but I'll give you 5 movies. So I would say Glorious Bastards because I like not like that's a weird word to use, but like World War II, like the lore of it, I guess.
The
time period, I guess. Yeah, like. And the stories that people came up with, like stuff like that. Not that they're good things, but just it's a well-written story. You've seen the movie; it's a great story. But it's really deep, and I like that it's in another language. So it's an interesting thing to watch. I mean, there's parts of it that are in another language.
I want to say Tarantino had an interview with somebody who was saying whenever he makes those like his movies, because he only made like what 8, 7, like total. He hasn't made a whole lot.
I think he's like at 8 or 9, something like that. He's about to make his 10th and final film, something like that. But go ahead.
He was just kind of reflecting on the. I don't know if it was Pulp Fiction or if it was.
Yeah.
Or in Glorious Bastards, he said that
the rope running doesn't explain. Yeah,
but
I actually just mentioned that to my dad.
That other people had like different.
Yeah,
their own story about how he got it, but they didn't mention it.
Exactly. Like, it's your own interpretation, and then it's like you have one, I have one, someone else has one.
You feel like the director, the story.
Yeah, you feel like
you're writing.
You're filling in a blank.
Yeah.
But no, I asked my dad
Shout out to what's that? There's a game for that. Isn't it like Mad Lib? It's like they have a sentence for you. People play it all the time.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I don't mean to get off topic.
No, you're fine. I was just like, wait, what?
It's a fun game.
But like you fill out, it's like an adjective now for it makes sense.
We used to put like this weird. And then
the bad kids, huh? No, just kidding.
Go ahead.
Your mom opens your book. Excuse me? No.
Where'd you get this?
Yeah. But no, I asked my dad about that today with Pulp Fiction, where like, because they never show you what's in the suitcase. If you've ever seen Pulp Fiction, there's a scene. Well, they're John Travolta and Samuel Jackson. That's what their job is, to get the suitcase back for their boss because it was stolen. Blah blah blah. But every time they open it, you never see the other side, and it's just a briefcase and it glows gold every time, but you never know what it is. So I was just curious because I just watched it recently. So I asked my dad. He was like, "Oh, I've never really cared." My dad was like, "It's just like it makes the movie interesting." He's like, "Because you don't know, but you know it's important to them."
Mm-hmm.
But then his girlfriend was like, "Oh, I've always heard that it was an Oscar," and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting.
That's cool."
I've heard a theory. I know this is way off topic. I need to give you 4 more movies, but I've also heard a theory that people think it's Marcellus, the boss. You remember him?
Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah. That it's his soul, because when they listen to why.
Wow.
When he opens the briefcase, the digits on it to unlock it are 666. I don't know if you remember that. Just a small little detail. And then he has a bandage on the back of his neck when they first introduce him, and they say that's like where his soul got taken out of. And like apparently that's like a theory, but it's just a theory. But it's open to interpretation.
Easter egg, if you will.
And it's like they guard it with their lives. Like they cannot give it up. Like he needs it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's Tarantino movies are really great movies. Probably
it breaks that.
Yeah,
that movie barrier to you watching it,
and
it brings in like that real life.
Like his movies, it's not a lot going on. It's like it's this, but like with other people jumping in, coming by, saying something that like bothers someone. Like it's just dialogue. It's just people talking. If you really like watch his movies, and then like some action happens, some crazy action happens where something
like Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill's a great movie. That's why I'm like, yeah. But I would say one of those movies that everyone should watch, especially if you like historical pieces. I'd say Inglourious Bastards. Remember the Titans, dude. That's a great movie. It's like such an inspiration.
Honestly, that's probably one. I think that is the best football movie.
Yeah, I would say that, and especially because it's based off of something that truly did happen. Like it went down that way. So I would say that movie for me, and I love Denzel, one of my favorites. Personal, like my comedy, Superbad. I love that movie to death. I have so many memories with you, with Nathan, with like watching that movie. Like the first time I watched it was at Nathan's house. I'd never seen that movie, but I lied because I didn't want to be the uncool kid that had never seen Superbad. So he's like, "You've seen it before, right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love this movie."
Never watching. You're
never seen. Dude, I was laughing so hard. I told him like years later. I was like, just so you know, I had never seen it, but I was like, "Thank you." Thank you. I love that movie. But yeah, so like there's a memory in that for me, and then like me and you watched it all the time, and we have memories with it. And so yeah, Superbad. It's just a great movie. And we've all been there in that story.
When I watched it, I had never known that movie was based off of
Seth
Rogen
and his friend Evan. That helps also write his movies with him. Goldberg, something. I don't remember. I'm sorry. You're probably not going to see this, but I'm sorry. I don't remember your name, sir. But Seth Rogen and him, yeah.
Right.
It's based on them too.
And then Seth Rogen plays the cop in that movie.
You're supposed to be making part 2.
When they go to college or something.
I would watch it. Okay. So we got what is it? Superbad, Inglourious Basterds, Superbad, and Remember the Titans. That's 3, 4. I would say
okay. I totally forgot.
I mean, I know it's a superhero movie, so people are like crazy between that all the time, but just I remember going to the theater and like after I was very frightened of the Joker. Like what? It was just a great movie. So yeah, and I'm a Batman fan, so I guess it's not my favorite. Last movie. I guess I'll do what you did. I'm gonna throw a part two. Well, but like a Disney movie. And I'm gonna say
Actually, you're gonna be like,
you don't like Aladdin.
no, you're just gonna be like, are you serious?
What?
I've seen Aladdin, but I just watched it. And
There's people that they haven't seen some movies, and I'm like,
I know some people who've never seen The Wizard of Oz. That's insane.
But yeah, so I'll finish with that.
Go ahead.
Aladdin. Yeah, that'd be my 5 right there.
Aladdin's super good.
Just some movies that I think are really good. Tell a great story, memorable.
Those are good picks.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's like I said, it's all subjective. But I liked all of the movies you said too. So I mean,
do you have any guilty pleasure movies? You're like, okay, that was kind of
like they're stupid movies.
Well, like it could be like, yeah, Sharknado,
Malibu's Most Wanted.
or like So Goofy, where it's like, or like Don't Be a Menace.
Don't be, but that's funny. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Yeah, but some people don't think they're like that's
exactly. That's why I think comedy is a different genre.
Right. It could be dumb comedy. It could be
in terms of like rating movies.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I say I like to separate them in that regard. Because when I watch, like when you watch a series or any other action, adventure, fantasy, like there's a little bit of a seriousness to the story, as opposed to a comedy. Like it's just jokes. Even if it's supposed to be semi-serious, like a rom-com, it's different. But all right, give me some of your favorite actors.
I was thinking about that the other day. I really, really like Matt Damon.
Damon.
When I saw him in Ocean's 11,
yes, sir.
I was like, wow. And then Good Will Hunting's pretty good.
I haven't seen it. What? I always say I'm gonna watch it, and I never do.
It's got him and Robin Williams, I think.
And isn't Ben?
Yep.
They wrote it together, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah, he's got some good ones.
Matt Damon. Bourne. It's Jason Bourne.
Dude, there's a movie he's in. A lot of people don't really know. It's called The Adjustment Bureau, and it's like this big congressman. He's like a congressman, and he's trying to like run for Congress.
For Congress.
But eventually he gets so good that people are like, we're going to elect you for president. And then that's like his career path that he chose. But he runs into this woman who he was never supposed to meet because these dudes in suits come along and they're called the Adjustment Bureau. They're technically angels. For God, the creator. Yeah. So they have this book and they're like, it's crazy how they can. If y'all haven't seen it, spoiler. I'm gonna say a couple things, so
spoiler.
Skip this, or just listen if you want to kind of hear about it,
and then watch the movie.
I won't go too much in depth. I'll just say a couple details.
Okay.
Like you'll find out that they have top hats, but they wear black suits. But that's like their secret weapon. They could turn the door handle right and go wherever they want to go. Like you walk out this door and go to Egypt. Like yeah. But if you turn it the other direction, apparently, and you'll find out in the movie. I won't spoil that for you. But it goes somewhere else, and it's like, yeah.
Okay.
And so basically they meet, and then that's it. It goes through that whole story, explains that. But I think he's in that. He's Matt Damon is the main guy in that.
Matt Damon. Fortune favors the brave.
And then I want to say now he's in a couple new movies. The Michael Jordan shoe movie coming out.
That looks like a good movie there.
He's in The Martian. He gets stuck on Mars for like a year.
That sounds fun.
He survives though because he's like a
nerd.
He's a college professor. Or
really smart. He's like that. He's doing 5 things at once.
So
he's like Sam Witwicky in Transformers when he's in class. Like,
Shia LaBeouf.
No, Sam Witwicky.
Transformers is a lot of people kind of hate on it. I think it's like a Nickelback.
Well, because if you've watched the cartoons were like way more in depth with the story than the actual story was. But look at who the director was.
Well, I mean,
he's big budget.
There were some moments in
Don't get me
Transformers.
wrong.
I was like,
The
that's
first
funny.
one, I love the first one, but after a while, I was like, okay, this is like.
Then they're like, Megan Fox.
That was their selling point.
We'll turn
That was their selling point in the first two. I'll say the first two, love them. After that,
no, yeah, 100%.
like I'm not. But you know what I saw recently? This is way off topic. But you know what I saw on Instagram, and I was like, "Yo, need that. The kid in me needs that." It's an Optimus Prime, and you can tell it transfers, and it transfers. That's really. You say Optimus transform, stands up, goes back down when you tell him to transform again. Goes back into the truck form. That's really cool. All voice activated. I could be saying what we can. Anyways, continue with your favorite actors. I'm sorry.
No,
That was way off topic.
No, you're good.
But Transformers, yeah. Matt Damon.
Will Ferrell. For comedy, easily. Probably the one. He just, everything that he says is just fluid. It just comes right here, straight out. I don't even know if he thinks about it.
I mean, some of it's probably script, you know. There's probably some jokes that start script and then he starts improvising a little bit. And then like, we'll go with that. That was better.
Yeah. Just spitball.
But it all probably starts from like, here, say, this is pretty much the situation. But yeah.
Put a little spin on it.
He's very good at improvising, yeah. He was on SNL, you know, for years.
Okay, so I'll probably give you one more.
Top three, okay. Oh, I mean, you don't have to say top three, but three that, you know.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, okay.
Tom Hanks is a good one. Forrest Gump was incredible. Castaway was pretty good. Captain Phillips, he did great. I mean,
I don't know how many.
I didn't even know.
I've seen.
Even his animated stuff is pretty good.
Toy Story.
His whole character, yeah. I mean, Woody, and then he was the conductor on the Polar Express.
Yeah, it's
the hobo on
Polar
there too.
Express.
Yeah, he
greatest Christmas parties ever in elementary school.
His range. I mean, there's a couple more I got, but
okay. So you say those three.
I'll let you say those are my top three. A runner-up close would be Leo, the Cap. I don't think he gets enough credit. I mean, he got an Oscar for Revenant.
I would not say that it's his best movie.
No. Hell no. How many people go, oh yeah, have you seen Revenant lately? Nobody.
I mean, I watched it and I was like...
Yeah, but you watched it and didn't watch it again after that, probably.
I fell asleep. I was so bored.
See? There you go.
It just wasn't my kind of movie.
It was also a long movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear your three. What you got?
Well, number one, hands down, I said Denzel Washington.
Denzel's a good one.
When I saw Training Day, I was like,
wasn't he in Man on Fire? Have you seen that?
that's one of the movies that I haven't seen because I can never find it anywhere, and I don't.
It's an older movie.
I don't. It was on somewhere, and I just forgot to freaking watch it.
You
know how stuff always.
Yeah. Well,
I think I might rent it on Amazon and watch it because I've heard that's a really good movie. But I guess the first movie I saw was Remember the Titans. But as a kid, I wasn't like, that's my favorite actor.
He was witty in that. He was a great coach.
Great coach.
Oh, now you're thirsty.
Oh, man.
We're all going to do up downs until he's not thirsty no more.
I'd be upset. I'd be like, you can just shut up. We're almost done. We've
been there. We've all been there, though.
When that one teammate speaks up and you're like,
talks back or like just does something out of pocket.
Or did something and we're punished for it.
Oh, everybody's like,
you hate him for a week and then you're like, all right, man, you can come back.
Look, buddy. Yeah, you're sitting at the end of the lunch.
We've all been there, though.
You're sliding down.
Oh, of course. Don't talk to us for a week, man.
Yeah. The broken seat down there? That's yours.
My back hurts. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so Denzel.
Adam Sandler. You said Will Ferrell. For me, the comedy guy is Adam Sandler. Hands down. There's not one movie of his I don't like. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of his newer, like, serious stuff besides Uncut Gems. But, I mean, controversial take, I actually think Jack and Jill is where he plays his sister.
I think it's good. I like him.
People, it gets a lot of hate, but
it's because I think Joe's annoying.
And I mean, some of the jokes are just really,
yeah.
But Adam Sandler for me because man, he just makes me laugh.
Just what? Just go with it.
Just go with it. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, Click, great movie. The Longest Yard remake that he did.
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds, yes.
He's in Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. I mean, I can go on. Grown Ups 2 is actually good.
He's in a lot.
I mean, we can go on all day. The dude's amazing.
He's a funny guy.
Comedy. If you don't like him, you're just a hater, or you have a really weird sense of humor. That's all I gotta say about that. Because like it's just stupid funny.
I think it's stupid funny, but he throws in like dad jokes, and then he throws in his own humor, and
he's just like
he hits all.
He's a dad.
He's a likable guy.
Yeah, you can talk like he fits the mold of a dad. Even when he was young, though, it was really like. Have you ever seen any of his SNL stuff? I highly recommend watching some of those skits.
Wasn't he a comedian, or he had his own stand-up stuff?
He does stand-up tours. Yeah, he came recently to Austin, or Texas at least. But yeah, and there's one on Netflix actually. But yeah, his SNL stuff is really. He plays opera man.
He can sing too, right?
Yes, he can play guitar and he's a hooper. So I mean, how do you not like him? Anyway, sorry. I'm just saying, I love Adam Sandler.
Hey, bro, tell him.
Hey, he's a good guy. He's a great guy. Denzel, Adam Sandler. God, it's a weird jump. But, I'd honestly say Leonardo DiCaprio. And I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I'll be 100%. But the movies I've seen.
Which ones have you seen?
I've seen him in.
We just saw
Django, The Departed.
I remember you were like, I haven't seen it. I was like, dude, because I hadn't seen it like 2 months before.
Spoiler. I'm sorry if you've never seen it. Do not just listen because you will. Nothing will prepare you for that part at the end. I'll just leave it at that because you know what I'm talking about, and whoever's seen it.
It's because it makes your head go like this.
And it's because, and that's another thing I kind of want to talk about. We'll get to that later, but it's the way the camera's placed. Right at the end, it's all that you see, and it goes whoosh, and it instantly happens. And you're like,
it was one of those moments where your mouth was like literally.
Matt Damon is in that movie as well. So
sure was.
Great movie.
Marky Mark's in there too.
How many did I say? I said 3. Okay, and I'll give you an honorable mention. This is gonna sound like an old man pick, but I'm sorry. Robert De Niro. The Range.
I'm watching you, Faka.
That, and then he can be a gangster. Like,
he's an Irishman, right?
The Irishman, Goodfellas, Casino, great movie, him and Joe Pesci. And then, yeah, I mean, he's just. So, yeah, he'd be an honorable mention for me. If we were doing like a top 5, he'd definitely be like 3. Yeah, but those are my 3. So, what is it? Denzel, Adam Sandler, Leonardo.
Got any ladies?
I mean, yeah, but who is the question? I don't know. I guess I watch a lot of movies. I can't think of any on the top of my head that I'm like, I like her movies.
I mean, it doesn't have to. It could be like supporting. It doesn't have to be like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to think.
Or just even like, who do you think is like really good?
Go ahead. Do you have any? Do you have a lady? Because you didn't give me a lady either. What do you think about that?
If I had to pick one off the top of my head, I think it'd probably be. I mean, she's good. I was gonna say Emily Blunt, but she hasn't really had like a whole lot of movies. But the ones she has put in, I think they're pretty solid. Like, The Quiet Place wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't talk about it.
I'm not a big fan of scary movies, and I know people are like it's not really that scary of a movie.
It's kind of creepy.
It's a creepy idea, very much so. But it was a great suspenseful movie because
opening scene in the first one.
And because I mean, it takes it serious. It's a silent movie essentially, but like you hear the little creaks and little. It's a good movie. If you've never seen either of them, first and second, definitely recommend.
Give it a go, yeah.
Especially if you like to be a little like jumpy. You want to get a little jumpy? Watch one of those movies. But so you said Emily Blunt for you?
Yeah, I'm spacing on. I'd probably say my future wife is
Oh God,
Anna de Armas. That's this movie.
is that the?
She's in Knives Out. She's the.
Okay, yeah.
She's the.
Yeah,
helper.
the main.
The main. Yeah. We forgot about Wolf of Wall Street when we were talking about Leo too.
Oh man, that's a great movie. Yeah, we didn't even keep going about the movie. I think we started talking about The Departed and just jumped to somebody else.
You can come back if you have to.
No, I'd probably say. I'd probably say Angela Bassett. She is in. Off the top of my head, I can't. That's the thing. I can't tell you what movies are in because. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do
I feel like I'm dropping the ball.
No, you're fine.
I don't know if.
I mean, she's been around for a long time. So.
Andy Bullock's not that.
If I showed you, you'd be like, oh, dude, wow. I just zoned out for a second. She's the mom in Black Panther. That's Angela Bassett. Yeah, but she's been in some great movies. So yeah, and she's in one of my favorite movies with Malcolm X. Yeah, she's in that movie as well. So yes, I would say her. And she's Biggie's mom in Notorious. Like, I mean, I like a lot of movies she's in. She's a really good actor.
You know who's underrated? I feel like Jason Bateman. His range. Ozark.
Oh yeah, Ozark is great.
Dodgeball.
He plays a small part in Dodgeball, but it's a great part. It's memorable. It's memorable.
You'll never forget him.
Yeah,
never.
And then he's been in TV shows, movies, and he's good in their acclaimed shows. He wrote and directed Ozark, didn't he?
I'm not sure. Something like that. I never got into it, but I've always heard it's amazing. Dude, it's like trafficking drugs, right? But he gets his family involved.
Kind of. He starts out.
Spoiler alert.
No, not a spoiler. It starts like this. It's one of those shows right from the jump.
Like, oh, we're in it.
The first episode, right from the jump. The first episode, everything's going.
I love that. I love TV shows that can do. Honestly, underrated. Some people might watch it though. What am I saying? People do watch it.
What?
Yellowstone. It's one of those.
Oh, I hear about that all the time.
It's one of those TV shows that it goes like off the first episode. You're like, I gotta watch the second.
Right into it.
Yeah. Doesn't waste any time. I want to say it's like an hour long too. After that, it's like 40, manageable.
That's how it was with Breaking Bad, and that's how it was with first one. I was like,
Breaking Bad. It's so good.
Man.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of clips and memes.
The memes are great.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, come on.
He's like, all right. Because he's like,
and they're
just starting out
cooking meth. And they're cooking meth.
The one, it's like, so you want to.
Yeah. It's a great show, though. Yeah, but I believe Jason at least directed Ozark, for sure, and produced. I don't know if he wrote every episode or he had some help, but for sure. Definitely underrated, I'd agree. Great show. You should definitely watch it. But he is a financial advisor who, him and his buddies, know a guy who's connected to people in the cartel, and they were laundering money for him. The reason the show is happening, though, is because two of the homies were stealing the money. Didn't tell him about it. They were just like,
the cartel?
They were stealing money from the cartel, yeah. Like, yeah. And that they get killed, and he's like, I'll pay you back. Because he's like, I don't want to die. So that's how the show starts, pretty much. That's why he gets roped into this. They're like, okay, you got to move to a new place, blah, blah, blah. Like, get out of here, get your family, and go.
Wow.
Well, actually, it's a little more complex than that, but that's kind of how it starts. But just to give you an idea of like, oh, he's in it. Yeah, there you go. He watches his homies get capped in front of him, put into barrels where they're gonna disintegrate. Yeah, and he's like, no, I'll help you get the money back. I'll help you get the money back, man. I swear. So yeah, and that's where the show continues from there, and he only gets deeper and deeper and deeper in it. It's insane. Every episode, you're like, oh my god,
oh my god.
You're like, dude, how could it get any worse for this man?
It's just that's kind of how Yellowstone is.
Because then he's got his kids with him.
Yep.
And he's got to keep a secret from the kids, but they're like teenagers, and they just start snooping around, finding things out, and they're like, well, we want to help, and it's like, what? It's the cartel.
Now we're all
but it's like, we're a family. You guys always say we're a family. It's like, oh my god.
It's like we're the Millers, but like
it's insane.
And
don't even get me started on the wife, because everyone
she's a cheater.
Anyway, but actually, I won't spoil that. I'll let you watch it. But I always get into a debate, and I just like, I can't stand him. Because he was doing everything for the family. Like, I mean, I know he put him in a terrible situation, but like, he didn't know his boys were going to do that. So, besides the point, definitely watch Ozark. I know what you're saying about Jason Bateman. Definitely underrated. Horrible Boss is great. I mean, I like him. So, I agree with you there. Definitely underrated. So, give me some of your favorite directors, I guess.
Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
Straight off the
Nuke.
Tarantino's up there.
He's up there for me.
Spielberg.
We talked about that.
We talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about it quite often.
Him and I have. We've already run through that. So I've had to do one more. David Fincher. He's done Fight Club. He's done.
I started watching it, and then I had something to do, and then
I haven't seen it in a while, but it's a.
Everybody tells me it's really good.
It's he's that guy. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Need some water.
Allergies been killing me.
Water break. That's okay. Everyone take a sip of water if you haven't today.
Yeah. All right. So he does like mind bending movies where it's like it does everything like it might do the timeline backwards to forward. Yeah. Dude, I love that. It's just. Okay. Yeah, I love movies that I know it's
mess with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what about this? And then it's like,
I'm with you. There's somewhere I'm like, wait.
So if y'all haven't seen any movies from David Fincher, he's got some good ones. Oh yeah.
You're gonna hear some similarities. I'm kind of like, I don't want to say it. Tarantino's up there for me. Honestly, I'll say he's my favorite of all time. I watched one, then I watched another. I kind of watched the next one. I kind of watched another.
Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
It's the only one I haven't seen, but it's not technically his movie. He's just acting in it. But I still want to watch it because I have a new, like, George Clooney's probably number 5 on my list, and he probably would not be there unless I saw those Oceans movies. Those movies really, like, I just love the characters. But off topic, Tarantino's up there for me because I watched one movie and I had to watch the rest because they came out. Like, I always wanted to see his movie. Tarantino. Oh, the Coen brothers. And I took a class for that in college, so I was like, I had to watch those movies, but man, their movie, you watched a few with me and you were like,
No Country for Old Men is one of them.
No Country for Old Men, that's a great movie. The Big Lebowski.
Barton Fink, right?
You watched Barton Fink, and you were like, yo, what?
I was like, yo, because that movie just goes. It's like, yo, what happened?
And it's like there's no big like story behind it. It's just a mind bending movie.
It was like somebody wrote a story, and then as it got toward the end, it just took a crazy.
You're just like, wait, what?
Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Fargo's crazy.
That's a great movie, though.
Isn't Fargo the one where it's Affleck and he's trying to get? No, that's Argo. Sorry,
you're good.
There's another one.
Hey,
that's a crazy movie. Have you seen that? That's based on a real event.
I think I have. Yes.
They're in
it's like a military.
Yeah, they're in a different country and they have to get out, but like people are highly suspicious that they're Americans, and they are.
Not us.
Yeah, but they're like journalists. They're like, don't look at us, or you're gonna kidnap us and kill us. Basically, those movies are insane. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, the Coen brothers.
Coen brothers.
Lebowski.
Lebowski is another.
What else? True Grit. They did the remake of True Grit with your boy Damon's in that movie, and Josh Brolin and Jeff Bridges, and young Haley Steinfeld.
Hawkeyes.
Yes, Hawkeye. But she was like 9 or 10 or something like that. And she's the little girl of the guy that they're trying to just. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's another good one. And I'm not big on westerns. I've never seen a lot.
It kind of could be.
My favorite is Django. My favorite
Django is written by who?
Yeah,
Tarantino.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know it's a very heavy movie, but I like it because in the end they win. Like, I mean, yes, they go through a lot to get there, but they are victorious over all the hate. I mean, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you how it happens. It's a lot. It takes a lot to get there. I mean, you know, you've seen the movie. People die. It's great. So
long movie too.
Sorry. So Tarantino, Coen brothers. You give me 4, I'll give you 4. Directors. Scorsese.
Yes.
I mean, you want to watch a gangster movie? Go watch one of his movies. You want to watch something that's like super dramatic?
Hey, get in the car.
He did Wolf of Wall Street. So, I'm sorry about the car.
What car?
I love what you do. Man, I guess I would say. I guess I'll say Spielberg too. I mean,
Back to the Future.
Wow, no, I'm not gonna say Spielberg because I like Back to the Future, but I don't want to keep watching Back to the Future. Can you give me some more names? I'm like blanking. Nolan's good, but I haven't seen enough of his. I've only seen Tenet and the 3 Batmans. That's it. Never.
Interstellar's one of them.
Yeah. Did he do Inception?
Yes.
Okay, I've seen that, and that's it.
He's about to do Oppenheimer, which is about the hydrogen.
I can't believe you let him do that.
Dude, you know what I found out? Totally off topic, but
Go ahead.
I got real curious about that. I saw an ad for Oppenheimer, and I watched the trailer, and then I was like, you know what? That's crazy. I'm gonna go look up and see like nukes, how they're actually made, and like dive into that rabbit hole for a second.
FBI is now watching your phone.
Dude, what I found out from the bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, okay, let me back up. The bombs that we have now compared to that
are insane.
They're like 100 times.
They could end the world.
Yeah, more powerful. Something like that.
And I saw someone say they'd go. They told Kim we'll go nuke for nuke. We're not going nuke for nuke.
We won't have a plan after that.
Two will get sent, and they'll be like, "That's half the country right there. Gone."
And it just made me realize too, like where they do it, the sites, ours like being a Wesselmer or wherever it is.
It's scary.
And then where Russia does theirs, apparently
one of the.
It's like one of the worst places to be on the planet. The radiation is so immense that like
Chernobyl.
There's a scary movie.
I think I've seen it where they go in and they find like
Chernobyl Diaries.
It's been. So
it's like they vacation there and they think it's fun.
They go on like a trip and they're like, "Let's go explore." I mean, because you can actually do that.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Nah. By the way.
Yeah, they leave. Nah. They split up, or their van dies. Yeah. And then they're like, well, nobody's ever lived here, and like once you go in there, like you need to be careful. Is what they said when they dropped them off, and then they didn't realize that it was still like crazy radioactive, and then there were still things in there, and then because nobody ever really goes in there.
Chernobyl, crazy thing that happened too.
Yeah, that's we could have known that. But anyways, back to directors. Yeah, Christopher Nolan. He's done.
I'm trying to think of like somebody else that I really no, I hate. Let me look. But yeah, I guess
I think we've said we're.
I need one more because you gave me 4. And
I mean, I really like. It's so biased. But I'd probably say. You know, George Lucas is only done Star Wars. It's good, but
only done Star Wars.
So, yeah.
It's not Star Wars.
Well, like
Star Wars is legendary, man. Honestly, I don't think I could give you anybody. I think my 3. I would say those are them. I couldn't give you a 4th, honestly.
those are solid. Though.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are some movies you're excited about? I guess we're gonna get ready to wrap it up here soon. But some stuff you're excited about
That are coming out,
or you just want to see because you've heard some stuff about it, like just anything. You know, put some stuff out there.
I'd probably have to say coming out. It's not for a couple years, but because they keep pushing it back. I want to see Deadpool 3. I feel like that would be really funny.
Wolverine.
Yeah. So I'm a big X-Men guy.
I am too. I'm ready for them to come to Marvel.
Yeah, and Deadpool as well. Really interested to see how they bounce back after everything that they did after Endgame. TV shows are okay, but I don't know. That's like a year-ish away.
Deadpool?
Yeah. Oppenheimer is one of them, just because Nolan favorite.
Because he made a new.
It's historical. It's got a big cast. It's got Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. I think Matt Damon's in it.
Wrap it up.
It's a huge cast. I want to say Tom Hanks is in it too.
Hope it lives up to the hype.
Something like that. It's a crazy cast. Who else? I guess in my opinion, Oppenheimer, Deadpool 3, Blade. I know that's another Marvel one. And I know that got pushed back because of.
There's a lot going on with that. I'd be surprised if it happens. From what I've heard.
Super Mario.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of wanting to see that. I think that's all I know that's really coming out that I want to see. I think I guess to end it for me, too, is like another. If I had to pick a genre that I don't really watch that I would like to watch more, probably be horror and like mystery and thriller.
Yeah.
I don't know. I started watching a little more of them. Yeah. Now when I walk outside and stuff, like in the middle of the night.
No, I'm good.
Let my dog out.
I hate it.
Shit.
I hate it. Hate.
It's not so bad. I kind of. It's very much a rush. It's. Get your heartbeat going. I don't know. Sometimes
nightmares.
Here's how you handle it. You're like, if it's like, yo, that's scary. Like comes out at you.
I guess it's like that's why I always say like if it's cheesy like that, like where it's like I could probably
no, like I'm talking like stuff that's like either it's eerie, it's disturbing, it's like content or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but like stuff for like talking about like demons and stuff,
like supernatural stuff. Yeah, I can do that.
Not for me, dog.
Here's the one thing I really
that's
can't
why I draw
do.
my line.
Mine is it's suspense and thriller. I can't do shark movies. Cannot. Like 47 meters down or like
I've never seen, but I mean I don't like the beach anyway for that reason because we don't know what's down there. I don't
think Blake Lively's in there. Actually. That's another actress.
We'll be past that segment. We'll come back. I mean, like you said, we could talk about movies for hours. I mean, I love watching movies. It's a great time.
Yeah, that goes by this.
Oh my god. So, those are the movies you're excited about, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a couple Marvels, and then Oppenheimer.
And then Super Mario Bros.
horror film. All right, what about you?
Me, Indiana Jones. Even though
I forgot about that.
Even though everyone's upset
like
that he's like, he's mostly CGI because Harrison Ford is really old. But
they should have just left him that old. Then.
I love adventure movies. Well, no, he's supposed to be like young still. Like,
is he like in a wheelchair?
No, he still did a lot of the acting, but he had a double because some of the stuff he can't do anymore. But I just love those adventure movies where they throw in like this weird historical twist. And every time
wasn't Shia LaBeouf in one of them?
Yeah, he was his son in the fourth one, the last one that they made. That a lot of people hate. I always say it's really good.
The Crystal Skull.
The Crystal Skull. I think it's a really good movie. Just saying. But I'm excited for the Indiana Jones movie. I'm excited for the freaking Fantastic Four when it finally comes out.
Oh yeah, that's right. I want to see who they get for that cast.
I'm excited for that. I'm looking at some movies here because I don't know everything off the top of my head. Bless you. Oh God, bless you. Bless you. Jeez.
Allergies been coming.
Yeah, dude. I guess really a lot of the Marvel movies. I want to see where they go. So I would say those. Super Mario, like you.
Apparently in the works. I don't know if it's coming out soon. Obviously, actually, probably won't. They're making if y'all are into Harry Potter, they're making the Harry Potter movie. It's called The Cursed Child.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. It's gonna be interesting because it was a play, so let's see how. I haven't read it.
Expectations are up here.
I've watched a couple videos about it and like what it's about. Very complex and very interesting.
Another slept-on series, The Hunger Games. They're making another one of those. You like it? I thought it was kind of cool. Bringing a whole bunch of people together after revolting to like fight each other. I think it's barbaric, but
I guess it's the type of movie that it is, like the dystopian idea. If that's what. Like,
oh yeah, like the capital just runs.
I don't like those. I hated The Giver. I hated that book.
I don't even know what The Giver is.
You never read The Giver in school?
I don't think so.
What? I don't think so. I believe that.
I read Gatsby.
That's a great book. It's one of the only books after I read it in high school.
You'll watch the movie too.
Well, I was like, I'm gonna keep it because I actually like it. Most of them. I was like, I don't want to read it. Like 1984 by George Orwell. Dumbest book I ever read in my. And people are like, it's such a great book. I hated it was just so. I didn't like it. I'm sorry.
And maybe I was just slow with this. Do you remember reading A Brave New World? Senior year. Okay. Probably some big thought too.
Yeah, see, sorry.
That's why I'm like, I feel like such a bozo for not knowing it, but like, it's so. It's about like a future, it's like a futuristic Earth where like things are complex and there's like a class system.
I'm starting to remember reading the Cliff Notes.
But it's so weird.
I'm starting to remember the Spark Notes I read and the Cliff Notes.
I just remember the direction was just like that, and I was like, "Where are we going with this?"
Yeah.
Like, Anyways, I'm sorry.
No, we're talking about honestly, I kind of want to talk about this real quick, just because. That's another segment I want to. That's a segment I want to introduce.
That'll probably be our next.
Yeah, that's the next thing. I think we'll talk about it next episode. I'll give you some time to think about.
We might actually have a guest.
Yeah, we might have a guest on that one. So be ready for that.
Who's also sharing some book ideas with us.
Yeah, but we're gonna do that as well. We're gonna do a book of the month every month. So the April will be the first month we start, and that'll be something we do. It'll be me and Sean's pick, and then ask my girlfriend to put a pick in just so we can have female perspective or just a different, because like I said, she reads a lot of thriller and mystery. I don't really read books like that, so if there's people out there,
motivational, science fiction, historical,
I mean, because of her, I started to pick up some thriller and mystery books because I'm like, actually sounds kind of interesting. So
started pushing me to other podcasts too.
Yeah,
I got into some like murder podcasts that are just a rabbit hole. I can see why girls be at the gym
thinking about how to murder their boyfriend.
Yeah, running on the treadmill. I'm like, they're planning
they're planning murder. They're
literally planning the crime scene
this week on Snap.
And I'm over there.
Crime we've seen 5 times.
I'm over there putting on more weight than I can handle just so she can not look that direction. But she's locked in about how she's gonna kill her man.
Books in school. I don't want to. I don't want to get down that rabbit hole.
Books in school.
Yeah, well, because we were talking about
To
books
Kill a
in
Mockingbird was pretty good.
I don't remember.
That was like freshman year.
I think I took AP and I didn't have to read that. We didn't read that. I'm not. Oh, I didn't.
I'm kidding.
I didn't want
No,
to.
you're good. I didn't want to take AP English.
My mom was
I
like, "You
told
really
you
should.
already.
You should do
I'm
it."
not a
I was
good
like,
writer.
"No, I don't want to."
Right.
She's like, "You better do it." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'm just gonna get a C. I hope you know." I was like, "I'm just getting a C. I'm not trying. I don't want to."
Of Mice of Men, remember that one? That was one of the more. What? That was like one of the more popular ones.
Dude,
You don't remember that?
I'll be honest. A lot of the books we read
Didn't pay attention.
they didn't catch my attention.
That's fair.
I would say Gatsby caught it because it was just like, whoa.
Gatsby was like junior year.
And because it's like the book is if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I read it, but it's kind of like you hear different perspectives of the characters, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's even kind of like that in the movie, but it's more in depth in the books.
I love that. That's so interesting to me.
I remember it so clearly because of the test and the questions that we got for it. I was like, oh, I remember that. Like from book and movie. I was like, I remember that. Clean as day.
Yeah.
It was like one of the books I did really
well.
Because it hooked you. It was so interesting.
Like, damn, it was a great story. And I was like, I feel you. I feel
you, man.
At the time, I was in high school, so I was like, I feel you, dog. I'm throwing parties too. No, not like that. No.
I wonder if she still loves me, man.
Yeah, like I got to do something to win her attention. Not those big parties. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, a little bit. Like it caught my attention. But that's the thing. Like a lot of those books, I'm just like, oh, I don't like this. But like, have you ever read Animal? I believe it's Animal Farm or something like that, where it's like a ranch, but the
ranch.
It's the Texas.
Ranch on.
It's the Texas in me. I'm sorry, son.
It's ranch on your salad.
Ranch on your salad and all your chicken tenders. Anyways, off topic. Sorry. But the people of the farm, they end up dying, but the animals, to continue being able to live, they can speak. It's a way out there book. I believe
kind of cool.
Well, they start their own society, and
the animals do,
and they start to have what we have, where there's two different sides,
two-party system,
Republican, essentially is what it is, and they start butting heads, and it's an interesting idea.
Like Attack on Titan type of stuff.
It's a great move, but it's all with animals, and they run the farm. I believe that's what it is. And then the other one caught my attention because I was just like, damn, that's a messed up story, but imagine if that had to happen. Was the Lord of the Flies.
God, I was gonna say that
because it's just like, man, could you imagine like that happened to some kids, like, and they were like, we got to keep living, and we'll just go with what we saw on TV, because I could think of. I guess I thought like
that was the.
I would have been that.
That was.
I'm like, if I was in the story, I guess that's what I would have done too. I'd have been like, we're just gonna run it how we saw on TV, or like what I know from the world. But yeah, those three books I'd say were the ones that I was like, oh, and then one that I get laughed at a lot for is that when we read Shakespeare, I loved it. And everyone was like, I hate it. It's in Old English. And I'm just like,
oh, what? Romeo and Juliet?
Well, Romeo and Juliet, that was the one you read in high school, and Julius Caesar. Those are the two you read in high school. But when I got to college, I read Hamlet and King Lear. Great. Those are great. I haven't read Macbeth and Othello, but everything, I haven't read them yet. I heard they're great, but Hamlet was when I was like, I like this guy. Like everything he's written, I wanna read it. Like I even read his poems. I don't know, he's just a great writer. But yeah, when we learned Shakespeare in high school, I was like, this is great. So I would say those. I wouldn't say they're because they're not books, but those stories definitely. Those are the ones that caught my attention. Everything else, I was just like, Spark Notes, Cliff Notes.
Best friends.
Yep. But okay, so I just want to throw that in and let you guys know about this. That's the first segment we have. I know it's like a small segment and not something that we can do with every guest, but it'll be something that when it's just me and Sean, you'll hear it at least once a month. So this has been episode 3. Sorry for the delay too. We had a lot of stuff going on. Sean,
inclement weather,
and Sean busy with school as well, especially with like midterms, finals. You know, hectic. So, yeah, we're going to try to get on schedule as consistent as we can. But this has been episode 3, talking about movies, books, and just random stuff. But we'll see you guys next time. And
Thanks for listening.
Stay safe, drink water, and
Get more sleep.
yeah, we're exhausted.
We are exhausted.
But everybody have a good day.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for supporting. Peace.